Hello everyone, it's Cactus, and today's video topic is very important. Within the past 24 hours, if you haven't been on Twitter or checking certain Discord servers, IPL Productions, a tournament organization that hosts many of the well-known tournaments like Lowink, Swimmer Sync, Proving Grounds, and a few others, made a decision last night to unban Splattercolor Screen, a special that has been audibly and visually frustrating and upsetting and damaging to many players that play in the community. For those who don't know about Splattercolor Screen, the special used to have a very bright setting when it was used and when you were affected by it, as well as a very staticky noise that you would be affected by if you were to get hit with the special. Nintendo heard the cries from all parts of the community to fix the special, and to an extent they did. They made it darker. I'll make sure to put it on screen, the differences that you can see, so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. However, the one thing that stayed the same was the audio. Nintendo did not touch the audio. And that still made it very hard for many players with issues around the visuals and audible sense of the special to play the game. Well, it's safe to say that the community, at least certain members of the community, were not too happy about IPL's decision. Certain members of the community have decided to go to the extremes when it came to IPL's decision. So far as that one member, who was not named or mentioned what they said, decided to send a death threat to a tournament organizer, or a member of staff, if you will. You heard that correctly. Someone direct messaged a tournament organizer a death threat over a decision to unban a special from the game to be used in tournaments. I try my best to not talk about or discuss certain topics that go on in the community, because some of them don't deserve to be spoken up about. Some of them don't need the attention, whether it be about certain players, whether it be certain decisions that are going to get changed over time. But this one took the cake for me. This one pushed me to my limits. Because not only was the death threat a problem, but players were talking about boycotting IPL Productions and all their tournaments. Some were saying how idiotic some of these tournament organizers were for this decision, and how it seemed like they just didn't care. When that could not be more far from the truth. IPL Productions and so many other productions and organizations in the community try their best to do what's best for the community, for the players, for those that want to be good at this game and show what they have to offer. But instead of ever thanking them for what they do, or properly communicating with them that they didn't like the decision that IPL made, they instead took to Twitter and let their emotions speak for themselves. They didn't take those few minutes to process, to really think about what was happening. And instead of going through the feedback forms, go through the help desk in the Discord servers, or even message the staff directly, they decided to take to Twitter and get all of their anger out. I haven't been around the Splatoon community that long. I've been around for maybe 2.5 years. I joined Splatoon competitively and the community as a whole late 2021. And when I say that every time something happens where a tournament staff makes a decision, the community reacts disgustingly, inappropriately, childish. We are so much better than that. This has gotten so far out of hand that many of the well-known tournament organizers that help run so many of our tournaments, not only online but also in person, have decided to step away. The most well-known that I saw was Magic 8 Ball, someone who has gone through thick and thin and made sure our events at LANs and online tournaments are set to perfection, if not damn near close. And he is stepping away from the scene. Now, may his decision change over time? Possibly. But I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if it doesn't. And I would not be surprised if more tournament organizers start stepping away and we see less and less tournaments, and we see longer and longer tournament times. Because this community just doesn't know how to act. There are better ways to handle situations like this. And what I saw on Twitter was not one of them. What many of us saw on Twitter was not one of them. This was such a problem that you had pro players at the very top of this skill level in this game Also mentioning about how much of a problem this is. Content creators have stepped out onto Twitter as well and voiced their opinions on how disrespectful many players of this community can be towards the staff. What's something that you all need to realize and remember is that when you play these games, when you run these events, it's all for free. You don't have to pay money to sign up for a tournament. Sure, maybe you had to buy a copy of Splatoon 3 and a Nintendo Switch, but I'm talking about entering these tournaments. You don't have to pay anything to enter these tournaments. And these tournament organizers, all these members of staff for these tournaments, don't get paid a dime. They do this as a kindness of their heart, for the love of the game, for the love of the community, because they love it so much. And we disrespect them. The community decides that we could just throw tons of hate at them, whether it's a decision made in the middle of a tournament, whether it's a decision about a special weapon, whether it's anything else under the sun. Players decide to be disrespectful. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you thanked a member of staff for an organization for a tournament? When was the last time? Many of you might not even have an answer for that. Many of you might not remember. Many of you might try to recall a time you said thank you. But when have you ever left a nice message for a member of staff saying, thank you for all you've done. Thank you for running today's tournament. Thank you for helping me with the situation. Or anything else. When was the last time you did it? I had a great talk with Emery, and the video is up on my channel, when we discussed the Nintendo Community Tournament Guidelines. Emery is a Smash Brothers safety and security tournament organizer. And something they mentioned that is universal when it comes to Smash Bros. And also Splatoon, and maybe Mario Kart as well, or any other games that host events, is that tournament organizers do not get thanked enough. They don't. They are treated like robots that just run these events, and we don't bother to stop by and just say thank you, or buy them a coffee, or offer any kind of help maybe they might need. The last time I went to a LAN event, I made sure to spread my thankfulness to many of the members of staff. Whenever I do commentary for a stream, and I'm the one closing out with a commentating partner, I make sure to shout out the production and staff, because they deserve it. They deserve to know that us on the commentary stand, and try to speak for many of the players in chat, that we are thankful for what they have done to put this on. Because once again, they aren't getting paid for this. It's all for free they do it for. No one's paying them to take time out of their day, out of their lives, to put this on. Again, I try my best not to talk about many situations, but this is a serious problem, and it's been happening for years. Now, I do want to say IPL has since made a call in a decision to offer an opt-in or out button or option when you sign up for tournaments that basically says if you are okay or not okay with splatter color screen being used, which is the right call. Now, I do want to say, as a personal opinion, and many can agree, IPO should not have completely unbanned Scream. It should have been an opt-in or out from the beginning. However, the community's reaction, at least for the members of the community that made this so much worse than it need to really look at themselves in the mirror and rethink what they've done. We have lost members of the community that help run our events, some that I can't even name, because there's so many have poured their hearts out on Twitter saying that they are done. And I don't blame them. I would too. If I was getting disrespected after the hard work that I put in for free, my own time, to learn nothing from this, to gain nothing from it but the enjoyment and excitement to give other players, I'm shocked we still have tournaments to this day with how disrespectful many players react and are behaving towards these members of staff. Now, I might have missed some information, and I want to apologize for that. I just recently got home from work, and this was the first thing I wanted to do when I got home, was just express that we need change. We need to reevaluate how we react and we talk to our tournament staff. If you have a problem with something that staff does, there are two sections you can go to: a feedback and a help desk channel. Both are always included in almost every tournament this community runs. Whether it's on Sendu.inc, whether it's IPO Productions, Dapple Productions, From the Ink Up, Little Squid League, any other tournament under the sun, there are areas where you can talk to a TO for help. The second thing I want to say is please think about what you're saying before you post it online. Because you might just start a trend of hate that isn't deserved. And the last thing I will say is thank your TOs, your tournament organizers, your tournament staff. Thank them. Whether they helped you with a problem, whether you lost in a tournament, end it on a good note. Go into the help desk, go into general, and just say, hey, just wanted to say thank you to the tournament staff for helping run the event. Thank you for letting us play. If you attend LAN events, when the event's over, stop by the staff table. Say thank you. Say, I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for running this event. It's not hard to say thank you. Just like all these members of staff do for the scene, it's free. It's free to be nice. It's upsetting that it had to come down to this. I usually, like I said, don't make videos about this stuff, let alone a Twitter post. But this is important, and I want this to be a reminder to everyone. Thank your TOs. Be nice. Be thankful that you're able to play this game, to have these tournaments, to rise in skill level. Because without these tournament organizers, how many of you would likely take up the role and run your own tournament? My guess, less than 10% of you. Thanks for watching.